Once again, Y1 have launched two Black Friday sticks, and once again I have managed to get my hands on both of them. Let's first go over the Project GCX stick. This is a new extreme low bow mould that Y1 has developed as a parallel to their existing LB range. It has a maximum legal bow with a high carbon composition. And now onto the bigger talking point, the Project EFA. It features a low bow profile along with a high carbon composition, but the main change is it features the largest legal head surface area allowed within the current FIH rulebook. Y1 claim that this giant head gives a range of benefits, but does it help or hurt in other areas of the game? So starting with feel on the ball. What I first noticed with the GCX was that the handle was slightly triangular, which gave a really nice sense of precision when controlling the ball, and it gave a lot of confidence when dribbling. The composition was very similar across both sticks. It was very stiff and gave a high level of feedback, making both of the sticks very nice to dribble with. The larger face on the EFA did make it much easier to control the ball both on open but especially on reverse. When looking at the head closely, I did notice that there was a groove on the reverse toe that helped direct the ball back into the optimum carrying position. This also helped keep the ball under control when executing 3D skills, stopping the ball from rolling off of that large face. Though the GCX is the strongest stick when it comes to executing 3D skills and lifts, the more extreme profile combined with the thinner head and slightly higher balance point makes it a lot easier to get under the ball and to lift it into the air. The triangular handle also gave me a lot more confidence keeping the ball in the air and under control. When hitting, that triangular handle really helped to keep the stick locked in place, even when you catch the ball with the toe. This gives you a lot of confidence to really swing when you're shooting at goal. The GCX has excellent power transfer combined with that good size sweet spot, making it great for shooting at goal. Though the profile does make it very easy to get under the ball, and you need to keep a handle on that when hitting flat passes to teammates. The EFA has a giant sweet spot for hitting. I don't think I ever didn't connect cleanly when shooting. This also applies when hitting an upright reverse too, as the oversized head gives you a large reverse hitting sweet spot as well. The EFA also has great power transfer, slightly better than the GCX possibly because of the lower balance point and the extra material in the head. When slapping the ball around, the EFA had a clear advantage as the extra weight in the head means that there's much more power. The GCX is good, but the EFA is great when it comes to slapping. As I just said, the EFA was fantastic for upright reverse hitting, but it was also excellent for both trapping the ball on reverse as well as tomahawks. The extra material in the head helps to deaden the ball, and the extra head area means that you have a much more likely chance of trapping the ball. The extra weight in the head also gives you more momentum to tomahawk, so you get a huge amount of power transfer as long as you're hitting with a good technique. It's also very controllable and is fantastic for shooting at goal. The GCX is a little more in line with what I would have expected for a stick of this weight and balance point. That being said, it does still pack a punch when it comes to hitting with tomahawks. The edge is a little bit thinner than on the EFA, so it's a bit easier to get under the ball, and so it's a bit easier if you're wanting to shoot into the top corners. So the clear winner when it came to flicking was the GCX. It plays like a more aggressive version of the Y1 LB stick range, which is already a very good stick for flicking to begin with. This slightly more aggressive profile is even easier to get under the ball, whether it's to lift the ball over a stick or to shoot at goal. The EFA is still a low bow mould, so it's very capable of getting under the ball and lifting it. As has been the pattern with this review so far, the EFA is actually slightly better when it comes to lifting the ball on reverse because of that giant head shape. Once you get the ball up onto the face of the stick, it's very easy to utilise that new aggressive low bow to motivate the ball up onto the shaft and whip through and really use the full extent of that extreme low bow to add power, especially when shooting. This follows in line with flicking. The GCX is very good for getting under the ball and launching it down the pitch. it's very easy to use the bow to generate extra range and drop the ball accurately to a teammate. Because of the higher balance point, the head has very little weight to it, so it's a lot less effort to throw the ball that long distance. The EFA is very capable, but the extra weight around the head means that it requires more effort to throw the ball halfway down the pitch when compared to the GCX. So the EFA was actually surprisingly good for drag flicking, based on how it had performed in the other flicking tests. But what I found, and Boss F goalie confirmed, was that the extra weight in the head meant that a lot of the power was added very late on in the drag flick. This made it very difficult for the goalkeeper to read, and this was especially true when you were using a slider style release, so releasing the ball off to the right hand side and whipping the head through quickly to add a lot of power late on. But again, the GCX was the clear winner. The aggressive profile let you generate a huge amount of power by using the bow and also adding disguise to the flicks, which is made easier by the high balance point, meaning you can whip the head of the stick through very quickly to generate a lot of power. I also felt the balancing of the GCX made it much more consistent, but this might be due more to my familiarity with that profile. So these are two very interesting prototypes. The GCX is a more aggressive version of their existing LB stick, while the EFA is obviously something very unique. I personally was really impressed with how easy it was to dribble with the EFA. It was a great stick for trapping the ball, but also had great hitting power on both open and reverse stick. I really expected the oversized head to cause me more problems than it did when dribbling around, but I actually found it to be quite comfortable to dribble with. The GCX sits between the existing YLB and LB profile that Y1 offer. It's a bit more aggressive than the LB sticks that they have, but without the groove of the YLB. I found the more aggressive profile really added extra flicking power, and I felt that it was a really playable extreme low bow. I felt that it gave great dribbling, good power transfer, a really usable reverse stick, and like I say, that immense flicking power from the aggressive low bow. Now Y1 have announced their new season range, and you can tell just by looking that the EFA has made it into production. I don't know if the GCX has replaced the LB range. I don't think it has, and I'm a little bit sad about that, and I really hope that the GCX profile can make an appearance somewhere for Y1 in future, maybe appearing as a future limited edition stick. As always, if you like what I'm doing here at Boss F Hockey, please think about supporting via Patreon. You can pay just $1 a month. It really helps keep things running. It means that I can afford to do things like buying limited edition prototypes to do reviews like this. It also helps me cover running costs like pitch bookings, website costs and things like that. If you can't support monetarily, please just give this video a like, subscribe to the channel, leave a comment, send this to your friends.